Today I'm going to learn how to vibe code, and I'm bringing you guys along with me. One of my best friends, Christian, who has been begging me to get into this space because he's been in it since day one, is going to be walking us through how to get started, as well as a lot of the advanced tips that he's learned over time. So whether you're a complete beginner like me or you're someone more advanced, I'm sure you guys are going to get a lot of different tips, tricks, and just learning experiences that'll help you along your vibe coding journey. And without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, this is my friend Christian. We've been friends since elementary school. And like I said, he got into Claude code really early on and has been telling me to get into it for a long time now. We're finally getting into it. I just wanted to start off by Christian introducing himself a little bit and going over some of his credibility and like what all he's been doing with Claude. So you guys know you can trust what he's going to go over today. But yeah, go for it, Christian.
Yeah, so thanks for having me on. I'm excited to be on here. Jason's a longtime friend. Started getting into Claude right when it came out, pretty much. So back in March of last year, it's when it really started to go crazy. This was the new agentic coding tool that we could use besides Cursor, and just been really learning as much as I can with Claude Code. And it's been crazy how it's been able to ship so many different apps super quickly. But been learning it as much as I can, and been building my own applications, doing freelance work, client work, and then using Claude Code has gotten me a full-time six-figure job, which has been crazy. But I started to do more development work about 2 years ago, and this was just learning the basics of coding, and then really got into more of like the AI coding and development, because normal manual coding is just so slow, and this allows you to just ship everything super quickly. That's sort of kind of like my credibility right there. And still always learning with this tool.
And I was going to say too, since the beginning, how much has Claude Code advanced? Just to like give people the perspective of like the capabilities, like how fast is this?
Mm-hmm. Oh man, yeah. I mean, the beginning of Claude Code, I mean, it was very buggy, and also they had their older models that weren't as strong as like Opus 4.5. But as a product, I mean, it's gotten like way better. Just being able to build sub agents, adding MCP into there, adding Claude skills, which is like a reusable like prompts that you want Claude to use, hooks. I mean, it's gotten just 10 times better as a product. But yeah, and it's still getting better and better each time. Cleaner UI, cleaner, not as lag feeling, and all these little small features as well that they've added that really makes a huge difference.
Hell yeah. And let's get started here. I wanted to tell everyone like what all I've done, which is pretty much nothing. I'm a complete beginner in this, and I want to share my screen just so you guys can see. Okay, so all I've done is literally make a GitHub account, which I never had. That's how you know I'm brand new at this. And on Claude, I signed up for the pro subscription. Christian had like a 1 week trial. He was able to give to me, so I was able to get the subscription. I went on Claude Code. I connected my GitHub, and then what I did is I downloaded it on my Mac. I'm on Mac right now, and I went to the terminal, and Claude Code gave me a little like thing to paste in the terminal, and by pasting that, I was able to download Claude Code. So that's literally everything I've done. I haven't done anything else. And I'm hoping by the end of this video, whether you're a beginner like me, or if you're someone who's been experienced in this, that Christian will be able to give you a lot of different tips and tricks and help your vibe coding journey. But yeah, let me stop sharing screen, I guess.
Yeah, I think it'll be sharing your screen will be, if I need to share my screen.
It would be better, okay.
Yeah, and we can go over it, and then kind of just maybe like even build a very simple website in the end with it. Yeah, you can just play around with it.
I would love that, because we actually need a new website, so like that would actually be great. A great like starting project here.
Yeah. So let's get I think we need to, first let's get Claude Code installed in your terminal, and then, we can just start firing it up.
Awesome. So what do I need to do?
All right, so let's go to let's just go to Google search and just do Claude Code install. And now what's crazy too, they've added is that you can now use Claude Code on your phone, which is pretty crazy. So now you can vibe code
anywhere
on your phone. They're making it easier for you to use their product. Yeah, let's do the quick start, or that, yeah, set up Claude Code.
Quick start?
Yeah, that one's good. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. All right, let's go scroll down. They got, you can install it on Mac and on Windows, whatever device you have. Let's go to that homebrew section right there.
Oh, here it is. I see it. Yep.
All right, let's copy that and let's paste that in to the terminal.
The terminal.
Yeah. All right, so we need to install homebrew. So let's go to homebrew.
Install homebrew.
Yeah. I can't remember the command for it.
Homebrew, missing package manager.
Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah. Yeah, this is something you'll need like later on as you start running you start working in the terminal. All right, let's copy that.
Copy in terminal.
Yeah. There we go. Oh, your password. This is one of those things in Mac where just, yeah. All right, so now I'm pretty much hacking your computer, and then we should be good to go.
Steal all my stuff. No. So press enter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just gonna install a bunch of these packages. What type of Mac do you have right now?
I have a MacBook Pro, maybe like 3 or 4 years old.
Oh wow, okay, it's still good though. Damn.
No, it's good. Yeah, for people that are listening, I just got a Mac for the first time like a couple months ago. I've always been a Windows guy, but I actually love Mac now. Dude, it's so nice.
It's
especially
so
if you're making content, you can just like, my favorite thing is airdropping stuff to the Mac. I mean, it's so nice. I don't think I could go back now.
Yeah, 100% agree. I was a Windows guy. I have a ThinkBook, and I was like, oh, I just can never get into Mac. And then my work thankfully paid for a brand new MacBook Pro, and I'm like, wow, I just can never go back now. It's so fast, it's so easy, it's clean. I use iPhone, so it just makes sense for that. Yeah, it might take a little while to install this crap.
Okay. Is there anything I can do like while waiting, or we need this first?
Yeah. Let's go and get your IDE, which is like your code editor. We can probably use Cursor for that.
Cursor?
Cursor is another agentic tool for it. Let's maximize
so I need to go to download for Mac.
Yeah. Let's maximize.
Okay, so we need a GitHub, we need Homebrew, we need Cursor.
Yeah.
Claude. So with this, just for people that are new like myself, what are you using Cursor for versus Claude?
What's cool is that you can run Claude code in Cursor, which is what I'm going to show you. So
I'm just going to sign up real quick.
To make it easier, it's Cursor, think of it as another like file folder editor. So if you wanted to see like kind of the files and what's going on, we would use a code editor, and Cursor is probably the best one because it also has a AI chat agent into it as well, and that can handle most of the smaller things that you don't want really Claude to do. And we can run Claude in Cursor, which is cool.
Sweet. And now I'm guessing by myself.
Yep. Yeah. You're a software engineer now.
Software engineer now.
They need to have a vibe coder on that.
Okay, so do I need a pro plan for Cursor as well?
Probably not. If we don't plan to use the AI agent on there, so I think we're good.
I'll just skip for now.
Share data, sure.
I'm gonna connect my GitHub.
And then let's go ahead and install Node.js as well, because that's a very common thing that you need.
Okay, I think it worked. Okay, so
nice.
This looks like I'm connected. And then you want me to download Node.js?
Yeah.
Well, let me sign in on the app now. Let's log in. Open cursor. Okay, so I'm now on the app.
Mm-hmm. Okay, perfect. You can.
And then Node.js download Mac.
Yeah, that
download
one right there. Good.
Mac installer.
Let's drop to actually don't install that version. Sometimes the newest version has like issues. Let's I prefer using 22, so go up there and select
This
22.
One?
Yeah, that's my favorite, my opinion. But
okay.
There's a lot more legacy things that you can use with it, and it's less issues.
Okay, so continue, agree, install. Okay, so that's installing.
This is the hardest part, installing everything.
Yeah. But then once you do it, you're done.
Yeah, it's a one-time thing.
And this is why I'm going to include this in the video. People can always skip ahead, but it's good to get all this stuff set up. So, okay. I think Node.js is now installed.
Perfect.
Cursor's installed.
Let's look back at the
Homebrew terminal.
Yeah.
All right.
Perfect. So let's get a new terminal window. So if you want to go to the very top and go to the shell, where you see the shell.
Oh, shell.
Yeah, a new window.
New window.
Yeah. There we go. Okay. And then let's do brew. I just want to see if it's installed.
Just type brew.
Brew and then space dash.
Space dash.
No space on that. V.
Oh, V. That?
Yeah. Yeah. Perfect.
Homebrew 5.0. Okay.
All right. So now let's go back to the Claude Code website and other one, the quick start one. And let's see if we could install, try doing the natives install first. The native install recommended, that might work now. And then copy that. One? Yeah, that curl command.
And paste it in the terminal.
Yeah.
I think I've installed this one already, but.
Okay, it's doing that. Okay.
Installation complete.
All right, let's try now Claude. Hopefully this works. I think it's located to a different bin, but.
Command not found.
So this is where. Okay, let's do the brew install. Let's go to the Claude quick start again, and then let's try the brew install.
Homebrew?
Yeah.
This one?
Let's try. Yeah.
Claude terminal. Okay.
That's a weird download progress thing.
Okay, I think it's done.
Let's see. They changed some of their ways to how I used to download Claude. I remember when I first used it on my Windows, it was different, and then now when I got my Mac, it was like a different method to install it. All right, there we go. Let's go and do a new terminal window again, because sometimes if it's on the same window, it doesn't work.
Terminal. All right. Can you see everything?
First, just type in Claude and see what happens. If it doesn't work.
Okay.
Boom. There we go.
Woo! For those that are tuning back in, I was having a bunch of issues with Claude like opening up. I just had to force restart my computer and now it works. But awesome. So we've got Claude officially downloaded.
Mm-hmm. So now what's cool, you can choose your style now.
Oh God.
Yeah, so this is just like what I usually just do dark mode, but the cycles for light mode, oh man.
No, we'll stick with dark mode is good.
I mean, respect if you use light mode is just, man, that's hard.
It's the hardcore vibe coders.
Yeah.
But sweet. So what do I do here? Just hit enter.
Yeah, I think you just hit enter and then you do it with your Claude account with subscription. Yeah, I only recommend subscription. The API cost gets expensive.
Login successful. Press enter to continue. Okay, enter. Recommended settings?
Yeah, just recommended settings for now. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Well, there you go. Claude is installed and working.
Awesome. So now we have Claude, we have Cursor, we have Node.js, we've got Brew.
Yes.
We've got GitHub.
Yes. The only thing you would maybe need if you ever wanted to is just, but the thing is, they can do it for you now. You got Claude, so they can install these things for you now. Would be Python 3, but yeah, and you got Cursor installed, and you have the Vibe Code kit already now.
The toolkit. Okay, sweet. So now that we got the setup out of the way,
that's the hardest part. So now, you can chat with Claude just like how you do with anything, but now it has access to your files. And so what we want to do is we want to create like a project file or a project folder, right? So you would want to create your project folders in a specific folder that you can always see. So let's actually configure some settings, I think, in my opinion, that would be would be useful. Let's go to, you can do / first just say hello.
Just literally type hello.
Yeah, let's just see what it does.
So are you doing all of your Claude and Vibe coding within your terminal?
Pretty much, yeah. So it's everything's within my terminal.
This is your home base.
Yes. And what's crazy, you can have multiple Claudes open. I mean, you could have, I've seen a whole screen of Claudes of just working on different projects. So it's pretty cool. And you can rename your Claude terminals. But yeah, so it's just think of it like as any other chat agent. And what you can do is you can do press / command, and you can start seeing these cool options of like the kind of tools that it has with it. Manage agents, add a new working directory, Chrome. Now an agent can control your Chrome browser, which is crazy. Config, that's will be like for the settings. So if you want to just go to config and just we can just set up some settings.
/config.
So my recommendation is the first one, auto compact. I usually turn that off.
False.
We can always compact ourselves manually. Show tips, yep. Thinking mode, 100%. Prompt suggestions. I've never even actually seen them giving me any suggestions, so so I don't know where.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Rewind code. Yeah, true. Verbose output. Yeah, you don't want them just yapping. Those are all pretty good. Yeah, those all look good. Really, just the auto compact that I just turn off.
Okay.
Yeah, model, probably keep it default. So, and cool. And to exit out of that, you do the escape.
So you just do escape. Okay.
And you're back in there. And then let's check what model you're using right now. So you do / command and then model. Yeah, you can do enter. So right now we're running on the most powerful, Opus 4.5.
So most of the time you're going to want to be on Opus.
100%, yeah.
100% of the time, pretty much.
Yeah, Sonnet is okay, maybe, but I think Opus, their newest model is really good at token efficiency, and so it tries to use less tokens for the type of work. So it saves you some cost, but we're not using any API costs right now, so we don't need to worry about it. But I mean, I just like to have Opus. I'd be spamming on Opus. Like, yeah, I run into some limits sometimes, but yeah.
Okay.
So if you ever wanted to switch your models, like that's a way. Like Sana is faster.
Maybe they have
for
a different
storing.
model in the future that is worth using, but for now, Opus
Yeah,
4.5 is
exactly. Cool. So yeah, that's a way to check your model. Let's go in and escape. And another one is / command context. That's a good one.
context.
Context. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So that's how much like uh usage you've used already within Claude. So you just said hi, but you see all the other stuff like system prompt, tool, skills. Those are all like will take up sort of like storage in a like conversation with this window you have right here. And once it gets too close to that 200K, it will let you know like, hey, 10%. You need to compact, and that's when we'll do our manual compact. But yeah, that's a good way of like just keeping you up, knowing like how much context you have left before you have to compact. So yeah, that's another one. I think those are the main ones right now. Adding skills and agent, sub agent, and MCP. Those can be like things later on as we start building stuff. So right now you have Claude running on your kind of main computer folder. You usually don't want to run Claude on your main computer folder. You want to run Claude on a specific project folder. So let's go in and create a project folder. If you want to, let's see, open up Cursor, and that can be.
Okay, let's go to, okay.
Cool. Let's do, yeah, continue. Yeah, continue.
Okay.
All right, let's do open project. All right, and let's go like
New folder.
New folder wherever you want to start. Yeah, storing, and you can just start like putting projects, and then
Claude starting. Yeah. Very very good name.
one thing as a tip is usually you don't want to have spaces in your folders. It's always like underscore or dash or something like that. It gets Claude gets confused like trying to
All right,
access
let me do another
folders.
new folder then. So Claude, no space.
No space.
All right, great. And then open.
Yeah, open. Cool.
So most of your time is going to be in Cursor and in Claude.
Yes. So let's oh, that's a really ugly setup. I hate the way Cursor has done that. Let's go to let's make Cursor bigger, and let's go to your settings on Cursor.
So settings.
Okay. It should be on the other side. Oh, actually, can you change your? Let's do editor. Click editor at the top. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, perfect. Okay. Cool. And what's cool? So this is where you're going to be working pretty much. You can drag files right there, notes, anything like that. So this is why like having cursor is important, because you have like a project kind of like working directory instead of just working on your terminal, not seeing anything else. So now I'm going to show you like how to open like Claude in Cursor. So if you go to the top left corner, you can see the terminal.
Terminal?
Let's go to terminal, and then new terminal. And then I usually hate having it there, so I like to drag. You can hit the plus button or
plus.
Yep. And then you can drag that terminal to the top. See this? Yep, right there. And then you can close that one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you can just type in Claude right there, which is now what's cool is yes. So now it's cool. The difference is that now Claude is working within this project only. It doesn't have any outside kind of knowledge of what's, whatever else is on your computer. And you want to really always isolate that, because you don't want Claude to have too much context of things, and you want it to make it very easy to find, files and folders. And if this is going to be where your product, your code base is going to be, you just want Claude to just have direct, access just to see that and nothing else.
So each time, so like, let's say if I'm trying to build a website and then I'm also trying to build something else, like you would recommend two different folders, like one folder for each thing I'm trying to build.
Yes. And you can, yes, exactly. So you can have, so you would have like two different Claudes for different project folders. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Sweet.
Cool. And so, I mean, this is the setup that I have. This is the setup that, you can already start like building. You can start building anything. And, if you have a simple idea, you want to build like a simple website right now, we can get started with that.
Okay. So let's try to do a website. Like, let's just try to do like a traditional sales website where it's like people go on there, they learn a little bit about the project, they show like some testimonials, and then at the end it says, hey, like if you want to sign up, like book a call, or they can like pay right away. Because like that might be something a lot of people listening, if they have a business, they can sort of create a basic landing sales page.
Landing page, that's perfect. Claude could probably one-shot that. Another thing I want, probably Claude can definitely one-shot that. Also, what I wanted to mention, I think Cursor does have it, but sometimes I don't like typing too much. Like, like I just want to be able to just articulate like just my thoughts and just speak. And I use a voice tool for that. So I recommend also downloading like Whisper Flow or Super Whisper if you just don't want to type.
So then you can just talk to it.
Exactly.
Okay, I actually need that because I do that all the time. So what is it called? Whisper
Flow? Yeah.
This one? Download for Mac?
Yeah. Or Super Whisper, they're all the same. Definitely being able to speak like what you want is like going to speed up just even extra development. I think you have to download it first. I think that's just part of the
yeah, dude. I thought that was like my I'm not gonna edit that out either. I was like this opened up on my other screen. Like, oh, there it is.
No, I was doing that for the first time. I was like, dude, and I was like,
wait a minute. All right, I mean, I think it's downloaded. Let me see if I can open it up. All right, so we're downloading Whisper.
Cool.
How did I hear about it? Colleague.
Wow, coding with AI. Look at that.
Help improve flow. Allow.
All these settings.
I know, it's crazy. Whisper. Should I turn on this for Claude too?
I think that's for the desktop, but you probably don't need to.
All right. We're good. Allow. Hello.
Perfect. Yeah, it's that little option key or the FN key. I don't know. I chose the option one. As long as you press it and you can see it.
Yep.
Okay.
Hey, how's it going? Oh, I have to hold it down. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, guys?
I think if you hold down that and then hold space at the same time, then you don't need to hold it down.
All right. So we get 2 unlimited access.
Yeah. Perfect.
Got a referral link. So if anyone's watching this, I'm gonna put the referral links in the in the Discord. All right. I don't think we have to mess with this right now, right?
No, you're good with that.
Okay. Now we're back.
Perfect. Yeah, so if you want to type or speak, like what's
so
Claude
literally like I would literally where do I put the thing? Oh, so I would hey Claude, how's it going? I'm just seeing if this voice thing works. Wow, that's insane. Pro tip.
Yeah, pro tip. Yeah,
Okay.
so we can start with some things, and I can give out some tips on like how to really prompt Claude, because there's some tips regarding that aspect. Claude loves to agree with you a lot, so what are the tips that I like to tell it to? Like, hey, just be objective. Just be objective. Tell me that I'm wrong if we're going down this approach. Ask me questions, because like if I'm building something and I want Claude to understand what I'm trying to build, I'm like, hey, ask me questions, and it will ask you like these pretty detailed questions, which is really cool, and then it helps just for extra knowledge and context.
So I have a question. Like, how you just told me all that. If I am on this specific folder, it won't remember that for other folders, right? Like it won't remember that for other projects. So is there a way so it universally knows for all my projects?
Yes. This is where Claude.md files go into play. So Claude.md files are like pretty much more like system instructions that get auto-loaded into each project. What's cool is that you can create Claude.md files at the root level, the project level, and then you can create specific Claude.md files into specific folders of like certain features of that product app you're trying to build. So yeah, so as you start to like build something, you would create this Claude .md file, and you can tell it like specific things that you want to do or don't do.
Okay, should we do that now then? And then that way I can tell them like, hey, I want you to be objective. I want, that whole thing.
Yeah, we can start with creating that. Yeah, like let's create that. So let's go to that left side, and then we can right click a new file. Or actually, hold on. Oh yeah, you could do it like that. Yeah, you're good. And then just name it Claude, all in caps. I don't know why. Yeah.
Oh, we have to do all in caps.
And then .md.
Okay.
.md just means markdown file, if anyone's wondering. And then enter. And then
okay.
And then you can just
I would just tell it.
Yeah, so you can use the hashtags to make it more clear for Claude and be like, hey, be objective and whatever you want to put in there. Usually you would put more project details on this file right here of regarding your project, like what kind of tech stack is it using and all that stuff. But since we haven't started a project yet, you can just go ahead and start putting in some things you want Claude to do. Yeah.
All right, let me talk to Claude real quick. All right, I'll do the whisper thing. Hey Claude, how's it going? I'm brand new to vibe coding, and one of the really important things that I want you to do is be objective with me. Tell me what I'm doing wrong, give me different suggestions, give me different ideas. Like, I want you to be able to be as unbiased as possible and critical as possible, because I'm here to win. I'm not here for you to be a cheerleader for me, right? So I just want you to be straight up and help guide me through this process of doing things, and also give me different tips and learning lessons throughout the way so that I can learn a little bit faster. I want you to know this for all the different projects and different things I'm going to be building within Claude. Always remember to have that sort of framework. So then I would just hit enter.
Yep, you would do Control S to save that.
Control S.
Yeah.
Is that it? That little B thing?
Oh, no. I think it's Command S, maybe.
Command S. Well, maybe Control S.
Here, to avoid that issue, we can have it autosave. So we can go and configure that in your settings so you don't have to ever have to, remember to save.
Okay.
Yeah, let's go to the cursor at the top left corner. Settings, VS Code settings. And then let's change the autosave right there.
On.
Yeah,
After delay.
Yeah, after delay, it'll be fine.
Okay.
And that's pretty good. I don't think there's any save option, so there we go.
So now it's saved. So now I hit enter.
Yeah, you don't need to. It's already saved, so you're good. Yes.
Oh, so I don't. So it's in there forever. So it knows.
Yes. Yes. It knows. It knows. All right. So now, if you want, let's create.
Dude, you know what's kind of crazy is like it sounds like this message is like a prayer to God or something. Like please guide me. I mean, it was just like a weird thing, to be honest. Like I'm asking it.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. How's it going? I'm brand new.
Hey, man, I'm the new guy at the job site, just trying to not be replaced by AI.
Yeah. All right. So let's create a folder now. Let's create a folder in your left side now. This would be like the project you're trying to build.
This button?
Oh,
no.
Let's go back.
Shit. I have no idea what I did. Editor.
Try.
All right.
Yeah.
So this new folder.
Yeah, and that'll be the project you're trying to build.
So let's say sales and all caps.
Yeah.
Sales and no spaces. So I would do like sales website.
Exactly.
All right. Okay.
Enter. Perfect. So now that's a folder. Okay. So now that Claude MD file is like the root level. So now all that information that you put will be passed into that project folder. And then what's cool is in that sales website, we can create another Claude MD file, and that's gonna be more about project details. Usually Claude can do that for you, so we don't have to worry about that stuff, which is cool.
Nice.
So now like we can go ahead and start just chatting with Claude and seeing like how we want to build this sales website. So one thing I like to do, and I didn't tell you, is you can hold down Shift and press Tab. So now this is auto mode. Like this is just going to accept everything coming to possible. It's going to code automatically, autonomously. Let's press it one more time. Shift Tab. This is that planning mode. So this is where we're gonna like plan out details. Or like, all right, Claude, we're like not coding yet. We're not touching that. Let's plan out how we want it to look like, and how we want to build this. So this will be a good one when you're first starting to build a project, when you're trying to build a big feature, when you're running into a bug. This would be the perfect mode to do that.
Sweet.
So yeah, so let's consult with Claude and be like, hey, let's build a really cool sales website that's nothing out there that's modern or whatever
while in plan mode.
Yes, while in plan mode.
So like usually you'll be in plan mode on the idea phase, and then after you have the idea, then you would switch over to the accept edits on.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes usually I keep it on plan mode or auto accept. If it's the normal one, I usually do it for just asking a question. But yeah, these are the main two modes that you just really should care about. Yeah.
So this is where now I would tell it my idea.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell it an idea real quick. So, hey, Claude, I own a taco truck business. And what I want to do is I want to make a website, a landing page where I can have all my different socials. So YouTube, Instagram, X, Facebook. I want to be able to have my address of where my taco truck is. And I want people to be able to see where my taco truck is in live time. And kind of the way that I want the website to be structured is I want on the home, I want it to just be a one-page website. I want people to be able to go on there, learn a little bit about the taco truck, learn a little bit about me. Then I want them to see some different testimonials of other people, reviews of like them talking about how good the tacos are. I want there to be, you know, a little menu option where they can see the different tacos that we have and the prices. And then I want there to be like a call to action thing where they can fill out a form if they're a business. And when they fill out that form, they can say, hey, I want your taco truck in front of my business. And I want them to be able to get all of the different contact details I need on that form and then have that sent to me. So now I can easily reach out to everyone that signs up and hopefully get some more spots in the taco truck. So that's literally what you would do, Chris.
That's a lot. I wouldn't usually put all of those details, but we'll see. I mean, like, you never know.
It just says
like,
pasted text.
Oh yeah, like sometimes if it's too long, it just shows. It just shows.
So usually you would break this down more. You would be like,
yeah,
you wouldn't just do it, but maybe it'll work.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you never know. Yeah, exactly. I think we can
click enter.
But I think maybe since yeah, we can press enter. Yeah, let's see, because it's still in planning mode.
Dude, if this can just build a website like this is the most insane technology ever. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Watch it. Like it was probably look. I'm gonna create a plan. I'm gonna ask a few questions, which is perfect. You want like it to ask you questions so it gets the right design. Wow, this adds some pretty advanced questions.
All right, so how do you want to update the tacos truck location? Maybe just a manual update.
Yeah, just a manual, just
to not get too crazy. The form delivery. Wow, it can populate a Google Sheet, an email, or both.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I want both. What's your comfort level with code and web hosting? I'd prefer something simple and easy, right?
Yeah, we just, I mean, they're the one coding.
Just... No branding yet. I have colors and logo. I have a specific style. I'm just going to say no branding and then submit answers.
Yep. Don't you find it very easy to use already? Just like,
dude, I'm about to go to every business locally and say I can build you a website. Dude, I mean, that's what's crazy with these AI opportunities right now is like people, I mean, there are so many businesses that aren't using AI yet that need this sort of thing. Like there are people that have never started a website. You can make a super, well, let's see how this looks. But if you can make a super easy custom website within a day, there's probably hundreds of thousands of businesses that would pay you $500, $1,000 easy.
Yeah. I mean,
and if it only you could knock out 2-3 websites a day and make like $1,000 a day. I don't know. I mean, let's see.
Yeah, let's see. But it's probably going to one-shot it. Oh, and this is something new they added. So what it does is like it clears the context, so you have a fresh new start with the exact plan. We can go in and just click, yes, clear context and auto accept. So this is something new they just added. Awesome feature, because now that you don't have to, you know, work with a context window that's been worked already. Now you get a fresh new one with the exact plan. So that's a really cool feature they added. But yeah, I mean, since development has been increasing, like more and more businesses, more and more people want software. They want some sort of, you know, like website, mobile app, AI service, whatever. So they're always going to need people to develop this, and we're able to, you know, accelerate that development. I mean, there's just opportunities for work everywhere in this space.
So I have a question. Like, okay, one of the questions it asked me is, do I have any branding materials? And like in my situation, I want to make a new website for Jelly Cubes, right? Like if I said, yes, I have branding materials, would it just ask me to give them a file like with all the branded materials, or like what would it have had me do?
Yeah, exactly. It'll be like, hey, we need like your logo and and that sort of information. And as it starts to build a website, it would add like placeholders of where your logo would go. And so all you would need to do is like put the files in that left side, like, hey, it's in here. Usually they'll have it in a public folder as they start to create the the actual code base, and then you would just put your files in there, and it will locate that, and then it will just use your logo and your images for the website. So
would you have to label the logo like on that? You'd label it logo, or like how would it be able to know?
yeah, you just be like, hey, I named it logo dot PNG or whatever. And what's one cool too is I'll show you, like, let's say you put the folder or the file on that left side, and let's say Claude is having a hard time finding it. So let's go to that index HTML, whatever. Let's right click it.
Right click.
And just do copy relative path real quick. And now you and just paste it, for example, and like on the Claude or just anywhere on that right chat side, just so we're not using it. We're not pasting
over
it
here.
Yeah. And sorry, yeah, and it would just be able to find it that way. So
I would just hit enter, and it would find it.
Yeah. This is the cursor chat, which is not too good. But yeah, we can go ahead and probably stop that, so we don't want them to do anything. Yeah.
So right now, when it says whirlpooling, is that just it working?
Dude, the type of naming they use, like cooking, whirlpooling, like sloshing, like it's just so funny.
So how long does this usually take to set up? Like, this was a pretty intensive request
right now
from me. Like, how long do you think this will take?
Right now it might take maybe like 5-10 minutes. Like, this is a pretty big project. I think right now it's also not using any like frameworks. So right now it's just using like raw HTML and JavaScript. It looks like it. So if you wanted to use like frameworks, is where you would be like, hey, I want you to use React. I want you to use Tailwind as as part of the design. So this is where it kind of gets a little more specifics. I think it finished something.
Yeah. So open in browser. How do I do that? Okay. Just enter.
Well, let's see. Drag the entire folder onto for instant host. Oh wow! So it created 3 files for it, and let's go in and let's see how it looks. Let's go in and open the index HTML. Let's right click it. Sorry, on the left side where the folder section, right click it, and then I think you can try to open with. They don't have it there. Okay, well,
just double click the file.
Yeah, just double click it. Yeah, hopefully that opens. Not in the cursor though, but hopefully in. Now opening.
No, I don't see it anywhere.
Hey, let's just not make it complicated. Just be like, hey, just open it for me. Watch. It'll definitely work.
Open it for me.
Yes.
Okay. All right. We've got El Fuego Tacos. Okay, so it has our social links. Find us today. Like, where are we located?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. View menu. Dude, this is freaking crazy.
See, like, it tells you the placeholders of where you just, put your image on there.
Dude, I am blown away. That took 3 minutes. Wow, it did everything that I asked it to do. Book us for what? Dude? Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Wow. Are you kidding? And this works. So if I sign this out, it'll send me an email and an Excel sheet.
I think it should. Let's try it. Let's see if it works.
Well, where will it even send it to me though?
Yeah,
Like I think like also like, okay, so now I have this website. How can I now edit this website? Because like I don't have I need a photo of the truck here. I then need to say where our location is actually at. And then maybe I need to change the prices on these different menu options, right? So like what would I do to be able to edit stuff now that I have this?
You just have to go back to Claude and just tell it to edit the things you want. That's like the best vibe coding way. If you wanted to like go into the actual file and edit yourself, that's too much.
So where would I go now? Would I stay in index?
You can just go back to Claude and just be like and tell them the edits you wanted to do. Yeah.
But like I would do the edits right here in this index file.
If you want to do manual edits, yeah.
Okay, but if I want to do like actual, like me just vibe editing.
Yeah, you would go to Claude and be like, hey, I want to edit whatever page that you saw on there.
So I would have to go to this Claude here, or what do you mean go to Claude?
You would go back to the terminal right there that you just finished.
So right here, I would just start typing.
Yeah, or talking. Yeah, be like, hey, I want to fix, like the design was great. I just want to fix a couple things, and then you tell it what you want it to fix. Yeah.
Now, for example, I want to change the photo where it says, hey, this is like the truck photo, right?
Yeah.
How do I now give it the image to replace for here?
Let's go and just find some random truck image on Google and let's download it, and then we can put it into our project.
Can it actually AI generate a taco truck?
You know, Anthropic is the only company that doesn't have like an image generator, but it might be
link like banana.
I am sure there's probably they're probably a way now, actually, yeah, to do that. Though I think the only way Claude can do it right now would be to create an SVG, which is like creating like a code image. Tell it. Let's see if that would even work. Tell it to create an SVG of a logo or something like that.
Create an SVG of a logo for this Fuego Taco truck business.
I want to see how good they can do that.
Well, like low key, but then like usually in this situation, would you tell it all the changes in one go, or would you do like one change at a time?
Oh no, I like something like if these are very simple changes, so this is where you can like tell it other stuff too.
You to find an image of a taco truck and I want you to put that logo on that truck and then put it in the placeholder truck photo on the website and see if it can do that. Because you would have to make the logo and put it on a truck.
Yeah.
And put it on the website. So that's a pretty good request.
Yeah. Let's definitely going to be able to cook that. So you can use a web search, which is crazy.
And this is pretty much just like what vibe coding is. Like you go on here, you start a project, you have a file, you ask it what you need, and then it makes it. And then you say, hey, I want you to change this. I want you to change that. Like once everything is set up in the settings and you've downloaded the right stuff, that's pretty much the process.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions or if you don't know what to do, then you just go over here in the chat up here and be like, hey, how do I do this? Or like, let's say you're doing this and you need help. Are you asking Claude for help? Are you going on ChatGPT? Like, what are you doing usually?
Let's go. Let's go to click the terminal. Oh, let's go in and yeah, let's do another terminal. So let's go to that top header right there, all the way to the top where
Oh
you see
wait,
terminal.
I just want to see this real quick. So okay, but you were saying there was a new terminal.
Go all the way to the top again. Yeah, go to
Terminal.
terminal and then do a new terminal. Perfect. Now let's drag that. Let's click the plus button again. I think you just below,
What?
all the way below where you see the
Oh, here.
yeah,
New
and
terminal.
yeah, or I think we can just drag it. Okay, well, let's just drag that right next to the other one now.
Here? Or
A little higher, a little higher.
oh, here.
One more. There we go. Perfect.
Oh, so
And
now
then
you can just tab between.
yes, and then let's do Claude, and then this is where it gets
I would just type in Claude.
Yeah, another Claude. Run as much
Wow,
Claude
so
as
now
you
I have
want.
two Claudes at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. One can be like a helper for questions, and the other one can be like, doing the dev work. And what's cool is if you go on the Claude, yeah, just it's a curl command. If you go on the Claude tab, right click it, you can rename the terminal, like rename if you just wanted to make things easier, like this is like Q&A or whatever, like questions or something like that. Or yeah,
Okay.
like that's a simple like kind of tip I like to do just to keep things organized. And yeah, this would be the other, and then if you ever wanted to run like, all right, I want this Claude to run this portion of my project, and I want this Claude to run that portion of the project, and you can just have them work together. It's pretty crazy. You can create as much Claude tabs as you want.
So with the pro subscription, are there any limitations to how much
If
I
you
can
have
do?
if you have the $200 max plan,
Which is per
uh
year, right? 200 a year.
no, it's 200 per month.
Oh,
Yeah.
200 per month. Okay.
You're pretty much good. You're not going to run out. Like I've rarely ran into limits with that. The $100 one, I think, is that sweet spot. $100 a month is like the perfect amount of like, if you're doing a lot of work and you don't want to pay for an extra $100 and you're probably not going to run into limits too often. The $20 ones, I haven't experimented with that one. So yeah, just say yes.
Oh, dude, it literally did it. So
Wow.
it got a truck. It made a logo. It's not bad logo, honestly. Put it on the truck.
Wow, that's
Not
pretty
bad.
crazy.
So, and then I literally could give it like, hey, so let's say I had a menu, okay?
Yeah.
And I had like, what would the best way of me be giving it the menu? Is this where I would have a Google Doc or something? Or would I literally just copy and paste all of the menu items with their prices and descriptions? Like, I'm guessing what is the best way of going about this now?
Of like making some edits that
Okay.
you didn't like.
Yeah. Like, okay, I want to update the menu and then I want to give it my exact location. And then I want it to like link to Google reviews. And maybe I want to add some images that I have in my own files. Are you saying at this point, literally, I would just tell it everything that I told you and it would do it?
Exactly. If you wanted to break it down, like I said, you can add another Claude tab and be like, hey, this one's going to focus on adding our real location. This one's going to focus on fixing the menu.
So it's quicker because you're not just waiting on one thing to finish. Wow.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah, exactly. Like, and you can have one other client like, hey, review their work, so they're not like messing up. And yeah, I mean, like the idea and creativity you can do with this is creating. You can just have as much Claude codes as you want to start working on different parts of your project. Yeah, just let Claude handle all of the things that you didn't like. Like, hey, I don't like the UI. Like, let's fix this. Let's work on this, and it's going to do it for you. Yeah.
And it can all work in parallel. Like it would all be doing that. Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Dude, I feel like an 80-year-old man that is like learning how to use a new technology and is like, how is this possible?
Yeah.
So you can run all these in parallel. Like, is that usually what you're doing? Like, are you usually having multiple Claude instant like terminals like that, and you're doing a bunch of different edits and like waiting for it to complete? Or like walk me through how you typically will use Claude.
Yeah. So I'm working on, multiple projects at a time, and I'll have the same, I will have cursor open, and all of my project folders are on the left side. And one Claude is working on this project. Another Claude is working on this project. Another Claude is working on this project. And so these projects that I'm working on, they're already kind of built out projects. So only one Claude is necessary for it because they're like working on big features. So that's my instance. Like I go to one Claude, I'm telling it exactly what I want on this portion of the project, going to another one, telling it, another one, telling it, and then I'm being the master QA tester. That's the thing. Like you got to be like a master QA tester, testing everything. Don't be lazy with the testing, and things don't work. I like to interrupt Claude. Like if Claude's doing something, I will press escape. I'm like, hey, like this is not working. Let's circle back to this one issue and let's focus on really fixing this. Investigate, be objective, all that stuff. Good prompting words. But that's my workflow. Like I have like 4 Claudes working on different projects. And what's cool is that now Claude can actually, sometimes it does it automatically. Claude in one tab will sometimes call on sub agents on its own in parallel, which is really crazy. So it's Claude, sometimes when you see it working, it will call on like 3 sub agents to work in parallel on something, which is crazy. So sometimes Claude is able to do that on its own, but sometimes you just gotta like tell it to do it. Yeah.
Okay. Now, like the next question I have is, let's say my project Jelly Cubes. I want people to be able to understand the project better. And we have like a Discord community. And also, if anyone's watching this and you want to join a completely free Discord, check out Jelly Cubes. It's completely free. We're like learning how to vibe code, crypto, prediction markets, bunch of stuff. Now, I was thinking to myself, it would be really cool to have like a Discord bot that's in our Discord where if someone had a question about something that they didn't understand, that they would like this, it would be like an AI chat bot that would be able to answer that question about Jelly Cubes. So if someone said, hey, like how many Jelly Cubes there are, like the AI bot would be able to know that it asked that question. And then it somehow has like a database with all of the answers. Oh, there's 2,600. And then it like answers their question. Like with this sort of thing, where would it be getting that data from? Like, where can I give it all of the answers to that?
Do you have like a template of answers? Like
I could make one. Like I could have like a Google Doc that has all the answers to everything.
Yeah. So you can, you create that and then just give it to, so you want to create a chat bot within your Discord, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Does Discord have like an option where they have like a default one, or you have to like make a custom one for that to happen?
I'm sure there's stuff out there.
Yeah. So with this, like you would probably just have to like connect your Discord like API into that. And I mean you can just give it to Claude, of course. Like Claude handles all of that. Just never give your API keys to anyone else, or never put it on GitHub. But yeah, you would just do that, and then you would just give out all of that database info to Claude and just explain it to what exactly you want from it. That's what's cool about Claude, is you can like pretty much ask it anything to do. So it's not just about building big things, like it's even the small things. Even like if you're just curious about something, even like consulting. Like I now use Claude Code for like even my simple questions over ChatGPT now, because like it just has information about me now, and I think it's just it's just easier to use for me now instead of just going to ChatGPT. So
are you usually doing it in one of that chat on that right-hand side, or are you doing it like within a specific terminal?
Yeah, I'm always doing in the terminal. The chat on the right side is that's the cursor chat. So
Okay.
yeah, that's not Claude. Yeah, I'm always having like, a raw terminal open like we did when we install it, and then I'm doing the normal. I end up doing the cursor terminals. So I have a raw, terminal open, and that's my Claude like basic questions and consulting, and then my project ones that are actually doing all of the dev work, I'm having that all in cursor. Yeah.
And you had mentioned APIs. So like for
Mhm.
people that don't know much about it, I mean, I don't know a ton about it either.
Yeah.
Like APIs, you would literally take that API key from a website that you need data from or something like that. And you would just paste that into Claude and say, hey, this is the API for XYZ. Or like, how do you, tell me about APIs more.
Yeah. So once you start start working like in building out the project that needs like APIs for something, like sometimes you need an API to get data from something or whatever, or just even like sensitive like tokens. Um, if you wanted to create like a web, like let's say a application that you wanted to have Google sign in, that requires like the secret Google thing that you have to get at Google. So you would always go to like the developer website, the developer section of those websites, and get the API keys, and then you would just tell Claude like, hey, like these are API key, store it in the .env file, but they will know. Like you don't even need to say it. It's like, hey, store it in that sensitive secret file, and it will store that for you, and it keeps it safe. And that's pretty much it. You just have to sometimes be a little bit careful with like if you're now uploading your project to GitHub. GitHub's a very important thing to keep your project safe and keep it in progress. So you never want to, send your API keys to GitHub. That's a lot of people have been having those issues where they just put everything on GitHub and they're putting all their API keys on there, and then their information gets taken or something. So yeah. But usually Claude Code is it's pretty safe with that, and it usually it doesn't do that. So and it's just going to get better and better. I mean, like with the older models, that was a problem, but now with the newer models, it's pretty good with that. Yeah.
So for someone that's brand new that is trying to learn all of these things, like this was a really helpful video, but do you have any like tips and tricks because I know this is probably super introductory. So what are some of the different tips and tricks you have to actually learning? Are you reading documentation? Are you watching different videos? Are you just asking Claude and experimenting with it? Like, what are some of your tips for people starting?
For me, it's just been experimenting it, like working with Claude and just building out like your personal projects. Not even getting it like hosted anywhere, just start building and asking like and actually learning from it. Vibe coding, like we don't even need to know too much about like the whole engineering and everything, but simple things is going to come a long way. So that way, like if you're running into an issue, you know how to redirect Claude to fix that. So a lot of times I like to use it. I'm like, hey, like Claude, what are you doing right now? Like, explain your process to me. Like, I know we're having to fix this part of the project, but just explain like how you're doing it. Explain it to me in user friendly terms. And then that's just help me to learn a lot more and getting better with Claude. And then just definitely reading the documentations that Anthropic releases, and honestly X has been like really great of like just I get a bunch of different feeds from like, AI and Claude and even Codex, the ChatGPT version of it. And I just, read a bunch of the stuff, and everyone has their own tips, and I, try to, use that to my advantage.
And is there anything else you feel like you didn't go over that we should cover?
I think probably Claude skills is something that's be very beneficial, but that it gets a little bit more advanced as you start using Claude. Claude skills are just like kind of reusable pieces of prompts and information that you want Claude to use for a specific point. For example, if I want Claude to get access to my database, I use this database skill, which is like a file of like a bunch of instructions on how to access my database. So I don't have to tell it each time, like, hey, I need you to access my database. Here is the server link. Here is this. Here is the password. Here is this. It's like, it's too much. I'm like, hey, just access my database skill. And then it will load the skill, and then it will access the database and like read my what information is on there. And the creativity of these skills is like crazy. I mean, it can be like, you can use it for your advantage to learn. Like, hey, I want you to create a skill where I want to get better at prompting. So you create this skill to analyze your prompting, and you create another skill to have that analyze your prompts. It gets crazy. Like, there's a lot of things you be very creative with it. I even seen there's a whole market on there, a whole website where you can access tons of different agent skills that people have created that you can use. There's a blog watcher. There's a code reviewer. There is a front end design. So a ton of these skills that people can use that just makes Claude like 10 times better.
Okay, so like these different skills, you would find them online, and then you would just paste them into Claude, and like now it has that new skill, and that's now affecting like how it executes different prompts.
Yeah, there's a certain folder structure, very similar to that Claude.md file we created. This time will be a folder of Claude. You would just do dot and then literally Claude, and then in that folder you would create a skills folder. In that folder, you would create the name of your skill, and then in that folder will be like the actual skill file of it. And that's pretty much, and you can just add as much as you want. But honestly, like, you can just tell Claude, like, hey, I want to create a skill, and it usually will create that skill for you. Yeah, exactly. So you don't, it's only if you have like a pre-existing skill that you want to use that you saw on the marketplace that you want, like, it to be on your project. But yeah, I mean, there's tons of skills that you can create, which is pretty cool.
And I guess the last thing that a lot of people hear about is AI agents.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's the deal with the agent side of things?
Yeah, AI agents, like, there's like pretty much Claude Code is an AI agent. And an AI agent is pretty much just taking like an LLM, giving it some instructions on how you want that agent to do, whether it's like a chatbot, a crypto investor or whatever, like, analyzer or something. Like, just so many different like AI agents out there. Claude Code can be a perfect product to create AI agents, which is cool. This is like one of the first kind of types of product and models that it's been really good at creating AI agents. And there's other platforms that you can create AI agents that makes it a little bit user friendly. But if you want like Claude, but thing is, Claude Code can now be hooked up into those like third party like places to like create the AI agents, which is crazy. You can pretty much hook up Claude Code to a lot of these different sources. It's just like, getting those like API keys and all that stuff is like the biggest like hurdle, especially when you're first starting. But once you're able to like, really get past like, okay, I'm just getting a key, I'm just giving Claude that key, I'm having it to be stored somewhere, and then Claude really does all the heavy lifting. You're being that expert prompter, you're being that expert Q&A tester, You're being always skeptic, you know, of Claude's like work. You know, don't always trust it's making the right decisions or it's perfect. You know, you're asking questions like, "Hey, Claude, just clarifying." So that's those AI agents. I mean, there's so many different types of AI agents you can create, and Claude can just do that for you now.
And even in situations where something is going wrong, you would just ask Claude to troubleshoot.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's one of the things a lot of people struggle with is in the beginning is like, oh, like I'm running into a problem now, like, and Claude can't fix it. Or, you know, I haven't, you know, like I need a real developer to fix it. And it's like, that's not true. It just comes down to prompting Claude the right way to fix it. And it's really like when there's an error, like you want to find out what the error is. So usually we'll throw up an error or something, you know, copy those errors, and give it to Claude Code and be like, hey, I want you to investigate why are we getting these errors? Let's do some planning and investigation, and you know, ask me questions again, like, or like, you know, let's find these issues together, and then it's gonna like be way different than be like, hey, Claude, this is not working, fix it. You know, it doesn't. You know,
It's
so
all
these
about the prompts.
Yes, yeah. So like prompting is probably like the most important now when it comes to using Claude, and also context. Like context is just like more information. Like, you know, like what part is it not working? Oh, it's when I'm clicking on this part of the website, it's not working. Perfect. That's perfect context that Claude needed. So, and then prompting it is just making sure like you're giving it proper instructions on, you know, investigating and fixing. And this is an underrated one. Hey, Claude, act like a senior expert developer. Like, you know, then it's going to like really reframe how it's going to act. It's going to try to break things down instead of just try to like see an error and try to fix it when there's, you know, and like it might not fix
That's
it in the
so
right
crazy.
file.
So just telling it like, hey, you're an expert, like you almost
Yes.
have to like hype it up. Like, bro, you're like the
Yes.
best AI model ever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna
Yes.
need you like top of the game. And then it'll just start performing
Yes.
better. No way.
It's so
Are you
weird.
serious?
Yeah, like,
So that
yes.
actually helps.
Yes. Like,
Wow.
hey, like you're an expert senior developer. You're, you know, like you're always going, yeah, it's crazy. And then it
Like
works 10 times
motivational
better.
speakers are like the most important commodity in
Yeah.
society now. Wow.
Now yeah. Now it's
So like
important for LLMs.
yeah. So basically, oh, and like speaking of LLMs, like this is probably my last question because I know it's getting really late for you. Like that's just like large language models, right? So like when people are talking about LLMs, like what are they talking about? And are people like making their own LLMs and feeding it into Claude so that like there's something special with it? Like just give me like the 101 rundown.
Yeah. LLMs, large language models, they're pretty much statistical, like, you know, expert prediction models, essentially. They're all your chat GPTs, they're your Claude models. Remember, Claude has Opus 4.5, that's the actual model. Then there's Sonnet 4.5, then there's Haiku. That's the Grok, that's the Gemini. Those are all the LLMs. That's what's called large language model because they have a ton of data that's been trained for it. And other people actually making LLMs? Probably not, because it requires a lot of data. It's a lot of data. They can make some machine learning models, you know, like, but it doesn't, you know, those are not like, those are not going to compete with these big companies. And then you have like DeepSeek, you have Kimi, you have these other like, you know, Chinese models that are coming up. Those are all your LLMs. And so anytime someone's talking about an AI agent, it's just an LLM that they choose, either ChatGPT, Claude, whatever model they want, some instructions on how they want it to act and how they want it to do, you know, like what are they helping with? And that's it. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the other question that came up in my mind is, are you pretty much only using Claude at this point, or are you also using Gemini or using ChatGPT? Like, are you using these other programs too?
I think as we, you know, as vibe coders, it's always, you know, like right now I'm using Claude the most, but I'm always using these other, you know, these other companies because we want the best tools, you know, to build applications. And I noticed a couple things on, you know, ChatGPT, I think is better for just getting some ideas and maybe just reviewing. And Claude Code is the powerhouse of just implementing and doing a bunch of things for you, being that actual like AGI agent. That's what everyone's talking about, AGI. And Claude is probably the closest thing. Anthropic's probably the closest thing to that. And Gemini, I think Gemini and Grok are now like falling behind. Gemini, Google has the biggest potential, but right now I think the main competitors are it's just ChatGPT and Anthropic.
And sorry, I have one more question.
Oh, like, it's all good.
Right now, yeah. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of different products being built using Claude. Are all of these sort of just like copy pasta replication stuff because it's all made in Claude? Or is there like a serious ability to make something like very unique? Because I'm just thinking, yeah. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Here's the thing, like, you know, our brains are still the most creative ever. You know, we're like, that's where AI is not going to touch a lot for a long time. We're still the, you know, we're the, you know, we're creative, and that's what these LLMs lack a lot. And a lot of times these people are, you know, are using Claude. It's like, hey, like give me some ideas on how to build it. And they're letting Claude just being the main driver, even the in the idea section, which is what you don't want to do, because they're trained off things that's already been there before. They're not trained off like new things. They might make some similar things, but they're not unique. And this is where we got to be like, we got to have the right idea, how we want it to look. Like, hey, I want this color scheme. I want it to look like this. I want it to have this floating image or whatever, like this styling. Like, you got to be like you got to know what you want. That's important when working with Claude Code or these other agentic tools. It's like knowing what you want will be much better, because if you don't know what you want and you're working with start building, Claude's just going to take over a bunch of things. You know, you're going to be like, oh, do what you think it looks best. Do what you think looks best. And then you might not like it, or you might just be like, hey, I just created something. Let's just ship it. And it's just all these similar types of designs and projects. Like, dude, we just know that that's just Claude Code, you know, like.
Yeah, I mean, like, it seems to me that the most important thing right now is one, creativity, but also two, prompting and figuring out, okay, like, what am I trying to do? What exactly do I want this to look like? The more clear it seems that your vision is, and the better that you can request that information. Like, it's all communication. Like, it's all about creativity and communication and being able, like, anyone can do this. Like, I don't know why it took me so long to open this up. I think it's just very overwhelming for people that haven't started. But when we built that whole taco website, it's like, wait a minute. If you can just have a vision and be able to communicate that vision, you're going to absolutely cook up.
Exactly.
And okay. And what I'd say to everyone that's listening now, I'm going to be trying to document my whole journey in AI. This is one of the first videos. So if you want to subscribe, like, comment, it'll help out a lot. But what I'd like you guys to do is I'd like you to comment some of the different questions that you have about AI and Claude and just coding in general. And maybe if you're up for it in the future, Cristian, we'll do like an answer of like some of these common questions that come up. But it'll also help me, even if Cristian doesn't come on, to be able to hopefully answer some of these different questions in the future. But yeah, Cristian, I know it's super late. I really appreciate you coming on. Anything else you want to say before wrapping up?
No, I would say this was great. I mean, this was your first time, you know, using these tools, and like, this is like the top of the line tool, you know, like most people go to Lovable first, or they go these other ones that are like true vibe coding. But this is like kind of like, you know, this is the Lamborghini. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like this is like the top level, like fast, you know, it's overwhelming working in the terminal, and, you know, just getting that whole setup, just like, oh, is it even worth it? 100% it's worth it, because now you're set for life to build anything you want. And yeah, I think anyone starting this journey, just don't be afraid. Take that first step and just, build out, build, like there's a whole community behind it. And we're all, we all just want to like, have fun with it too. I think that's the thing. Like this replaced, video games for me. Just having fun building just random side projects, and yeah, they don't get finished, but who cares,
Yeah,
So
no,
I
you
think,
have fun with it.
Yeah, exactly. You have fun with it. Don't be afraid of the journey. And yeah, I'm really excited to see the rest of your journey with this, and how far you come along. Like in 6 months from now, we look back at this video and we're like, dude, now I'm building, these mobile apps that are on the iOS store and this and this. Yeah.
Well, it's funny. I actually feel like this is right down my alley, right? Because I'm used to having to like come up with all these different ideas and like what's the vision in it and being able to communicate with it. Like it seems right down my alley. And I've always struggled from an entrepreneurial perspective of finding developers to build out these different ideas. And like now, if you're able to do that yourself at these speeds, I think that if you're someone that has a business or is an entrepreneur, if you're not doing this, you're just going to be completely left behind. And what I would say too, guys, is once again, we have we just started it, but completely free community, Jellycube's Discord in the description. If you are someone wanting to learn how to vibe code and like follow along in the journey, just join there. I want to grow that out and like build an awesome community in this and just like document some of the things that I build on this channel and in there. But yeah, much love, Cristian. I'll let you get some sleep.
All right.
Thank you to everyone that's listened.
All right. Thanks, Jason, for having me.